Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Jebao Crossflow Wave Pump CP-120. I've had this pump for about 2 weeks now. Thought I'd give my opinions and a quick review to help anybody who might be sitting on the fence of whether they want to get this pump. At about half the price of the competition, it's a very enticing deal, so hopefully this can clear things up for you. Alright, so right out of the box, you can see this pump might be a little bit different than what you're used to. This is what's called a gyre style pump. It's a copycat on the Max Spec and the Ice Cap gyre pumps that has come out over the past few years. These pumps create, instead of a wide angle of flow like you might get from a MP Vortec, it's a very thin sheet of flow. It's very concentrated. It goes across the top of your tank, hits the glass, and then kind of continues down and across the bottom of your tank, kind of forming like an undertow. Picking up the pump itself is very, you can tell it's solidly built. I've never had a Max Spec or Ice Cap, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. But just kind of first thought, you kind of pick it up and you feel like it's gonna hold up pretty well. The motor's got some heft to it, and it doesn't seem like it's just going to fall apart on you. The controller itself is a very simple controller. It has 4 different modes. The buttons are a little clicky, but overall it feels like it's going to get the job done. The magnet that comes with it sits on the outside of the tank and holds the pump. It seems very strong. I have, I think, 1/3 inch glass, and it has no problems holding the pump where it needs to. Also, in the package you get a DC power supply, a manual, and a piece of double-sided tape to hold your controller where you need it to be. So Jebao lists the CP-120 at 40 watts. It's rated up to 4,300 to 4,600 gallons per hour, which is a ton of flow. There really isn't a great way for me to measure this, so we're just going to have to take Jebao at their word on that. So here I'm trying to demonstrate what the different modes look like, particularly in my tank. I have a 90-gallon 4-foot tank. The first mode is the constant flow. This is where you're going to get most of your gyre style action. The water gets pushed like in a laminar flow, very focused sheet of water across the top from the right to left in my tank, hits the glass on the opposite side, goes down, and then creates an undertow across the bottom of your tank, so there's flow all around your whole tank. You hit the speed button, you can change the speeds, the intensity, and then the knob changes your frequency. Those are more important in the other modes. So in the second mode, it's more of a pulse mode. It's on and off. The pump goes on and off. You can, like I said, you can change the speed. The knob is more important in this mode because it changes the frequency of pulses. So the shorter the pulse, usually it really can get the wave moving, creates more of like a wave maker. I have to be careful in this mode because if I have it up too high in the short pulse, it really can create a wave that almost splashes out of the tank itself. The third mode is very similar to the second mode, but instead of a pulse on and off, it's more of a ramping up and down, but it creates a wave very similar, and again, this can really cause a lot of splashing. I know a lot of people really like that back and forth flow, especially when you have coral in your tank, that back and forth wave motion that really the Vortex rate made really popular. You can create that with this as well. The fourth mode is just kind of a random flow. It kind of does a little bit of everything. I like this mode as well, but the only thing I notice, it doesn't do the constant flow for very long. So I'm not sure how much movement or how clean it's going to keep the bottom of your tank, or how much flow things on the bottom of your tank are going to get. But as I get coral, I'll be able to test that out going forward. In this next part of the video, I set the camera really close up to the pump so that you can kind of hear the audio that's coming through and kind of get an idea of what the pump might sound like. Honestly, with the skimmer and the lights and everything on, I really can't hear the pump at all in this mode. In the other modes, you might can hear it coming on, pump, the pulse modes and things like that. You hear it ramping a little bit, but really hasn't been a problem. So seeing as how these pumps are really popular for their gyro functions, I really wanted to show how effective that this pump in particular is at doing that. So I created micro bubbles in the pump so we could see the real patterns that it's causing in the tank. So you can see how concentrated those micro bubbles are at the top. It's flowing from right to left, hitting the glass on the left, going down, and then back across left to right on the bottom of the tank, creating a circular flow, really eliminating most dead spots in the tank. So with this, I'm very excited to put some corals in here to really see how they like this pattern. So as you probably can tell, I've really enjoyed the pump so far. I've only had it a couple weeks, so it's really the longevity that probably what most people are worried about with these Jebao pumps. Jebao's been in the industry for quite a while, so they've created quite a reputation. Depending on who you talk to, it's a little bit more subjective, but I've always had good results with Jebao products. I'm really excited to continue testing this product out. One thing I did read about this pump is that it might need a little bit more maintenance than the other brands. I plan on cleaning it once a month, and we'll see how that goes. I'll try to keep you guys updated. I got this from an eBay seller for about $105. I'll try to put their information in the description below. They did a great job. They sent it to me, no problems, and I got it within 2 days, so I was really happy. I think it came from California. So again, thanks for watching the video, guys, and come back and hopefully we get some more fish related videos coming soon. Thanks.